Are you guys still looking for Polkadot developer experience? Um, well, Polkadot has shown very clearly that it has, set a certain standard in the industry about how hyperscalable systems should look like, right? And why it shouldn't do the same on the experience that these systems are offering to their developers. Well, that is precisely what we are working towards at Rogue. We want to deliver the best developer experience possible so we can get as many developers building applications on Polkadot. This is like the end goal, right? Talking about other things that we do at Rogue, we are not only building our own initiatives, we are not only building this reimagined developer experience, but we are also offering our services to third parties. We want to see their ideas come to fruition in the ecosystem. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alejandro. Thank you for the intro before. But I'm not the only one at Rogue. I'm not working alone. The team is like these 6 incredible people. We have been working quite hard in the ecosystem for a couple of years. We are familiarized with the problems. And now we're trying to create solutions, right? So coming back, how do we want to make this new developer experience? How are we delivering this new platform? Well, I would like to present to all of you POP. POP is this effort on improving, on raising the level of the experience that Polkadot is offering to the developers. We want to see way more applications, Web3 solutions, dApps, call it whatever, right? To flourish in Polkadot. And as we know, these kind of applications can come or can be shaped in many different ways. Some things might need to build a parachain. Some things might need to build a smart contract. Maybe a very cool frontend, that uses different things, or just a palette that some other teams end up implementing, right? And well, that's kind of what we have in mind for POP, and that's the very same reason why we have different initiatives within this same umbrella. We have different solutions catering to different kind of developers, that both of them are aiming to a shared goal: a better developer experience in Polkadot. On one side, we have POP Network, a smart contract platform focused on making Inc. smart contracts really shine. And on the other hand, we have POP CLI, which is our all-in-one tool for Polkadot development. So smart contract developers, the rest of the developers, right? And here, I would like to stop for a minute and thank you all, and thank the community for the massive support that we received. We asked for help to fund the development of POP Network, and we just received so much support. We really don't have words to thank the community, to thank you all. So yeah, we were really overwhelmed with the positive support, and we are extremely happy about it. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it, and we couldn't be here if it weren't for that today, right? But coming back to POP, I would like to double click on POP Network and kind of explain a little bit more what it is and why it makes it special and what we want to do, right? So POP Network is kind of the Polkadot hub for smarter contracts. We want to give smart contract developers access to the power of Polkadot, as many features, as many different things that exist in Polkadot. We want them to be able to access that. We want them to do that only using DOT as a token. So they are able to deploy, interact with contracts using solely DOT token. You can understand these contracts with superpowers. It's on the screen. I will explain this a little bit more in depth later. But continuing talking about POP, and if we try to define it a little bit better, what is POP? POP is a smart contract platform meant for Inc. and Solidity, especially for Inc. Though we are following very closely the advancements that are coming on the EVM compatibility side. We are very interested in making that a reality. We are very interested in removing barriers and enabling developers to just come, if it's from other ecosystem, allowing them to just build with the tools that they are used to build. We are also super interested in of course, all the Polka VM advancements. We're pretty excited about it. But what we're building right now is this super cool smart contract platform that provides like runtime capabilities to the Ink smart contracts, right? So, Ink. At Pop Network, we really love Ink. It's a robust, safe language meant to write critical software. So it's just has everything, all the characteristics to really like, enable the whole ecosystem explode and, see as many solutions to be created. It not only has like an incredible like set of tools already like that are maintained and can be used, but also like enables developers to create things that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Ink, this smart contract language. Ourselves, as an example, we wouldn't be able to offer the experience that we're offering with Pop Network if it weren't for Ink. With any other language, we will not be able to be here presenting kind of like this proposition to you all today. And how so? Well, we are tailoring an API for these smart contracts so that it is as easy as writing one line to do things that are only possible on Polkadot thanks to Pop. Pop API absorbs as much complexity as it can from the underlying infrastructure and the runtime, and the different runtimes running on Polkadot, so that it streamlines the creation of solutions on Polkadot. It puts the trusted code from the runtime with the untrusted code coming from the smart contracts closer than ever, and it offers like use case focused rails for developers to create like very cool solutions on top of them. We can see on the example here on the screen that this contract, this is like just 3 calls of a contract, of an Ink contract, calling into the runtime with just 1 line of code, and it's able to do 13 operations with assets that are living on the runtime state. Pretty cool, pretty simple. We really want to enable developers in the best way as possible, and we think this should be a step in that direction. So, Pop Networks blurs the line between smart contract development and runtime development, and allows to create like smarter contracts or solutions that are only possible on Polkadot thanks to Pop. Okay, so that's our proposition for a better developer experience targeting smart contract developers. Now, what happens with all the rest, right? Like, there are more developers that might be interested in developing like parachains or other kind of things. Well, that's when Pop CLI comes into play. We present it as like an all-in-one tool for Polkadot development. This makes that it makes no assumptions whatsoever on how these solutions are going to be deployed. So it doesn't keep like any developer of like, just deploy on this limited set of parachains. That's not what we want. We want Pop CLI to serve the whole ecosystem, to be a companion for developers to use this tool throughout the whole development cycle. And it provides them with seamless setups, and it's blazing fast. Like, I think if it's not one of the fastest, it might be the fastest way that exists today to get started in Polkadot and to get started developing and get things quickly and fast. It automatically sources all the binaries for you. Namely, this could be dependencies like relay chain binaries, other parachain binaries, so you can get your local environments as quickly and running as fast as possible. Allows developers to access to a growing suite of templates. These templates are right now maintained mainly by the teams on the screen. Open Zeppelin, the Polkadot SDK, that being like the fellowship party, the Ink Alliance, and ourselves, we're maintaining templates that we are offering, and we open access to the developers through Pop CLI. It also like scaffolds, smart contracts, palettes for developers. So again, snappy flows, getting started quickly, things that work out of the box. It allows for executing, custom scenarios after like running something. I don't know, maybe you want to do some initial transfers after running a parachain, for example. So that's 100% like open to the users. And well, we are being very careful of keeping the roadmap as user-focused as possible. So we are very present of the feedback that we are receiving from our users, because we want to include or not include features based on what the users of this tool might need, right? So if we look back a little bit, we presented POP first in Bangkok earlier this year at Sub-Zero. It's a very cool talk. It's in YouTube. I will invite you to watch it. And then on April, we launched POP Network on Paseo, after which we opened the referendum. We asked for some support from the community to develop the parachain, in which was approved with 100% of A's. It was really, it was incredible. We really appreciate that. Following that, we released our documentation page for the tool, learn on pop.io. We did our first release of the CLI. We integrated Open Zeppelin templates. Following release of Pop CLI, and now we are here. We are presenting you all what we have achieved so far, and the next release of Pop CLI should be right around the corner. So far, that's more or less everything from my side, but I will invite you all to follow us on Twitter, X, join our Telegram group, and visit our webpage. We just released a new one last night on pop.io. So I will now open it to you for questions in case you have one, and thank you very much for listening to me.